Hi everyone, very good morning and welcome to our daily 11 a.m. webinar. Okay, nice to see all of you today. Nice and rainy mornings we have these few days. Hope you don't get too comfortable at home and don't fall asleep. Okay, so as we have people streaming in, okay, let me share a little more about what we do for the benefit of those joining us for the first time today. Okay, this is a daily webinar where Jin will be walking through with us his thoughts and ideas for a specific currency pair each day. Okay, mainly the majors over the 5 days. For Monday, we have Australian and Kiwi dollar. Tuesday, Euro dollar. Today, Wednesday, pound. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have Japanese yen and gold. Friday, we have Canadian and oil. Okay, so just again, some routine polling just to find out how many of you are first time joining us today. So I'm just going to put that there while I continue the introduction. Okay, so today, Jin will be walking us through on the GBP, okay, pound dollar. And as he will be taking us through different time frames, okay, this webinar will be very beneficial to both long-term investors as well as short-term traders. I think the members in our club have already seen the benefit, as usually if there is any trade setup being spotted, okay, with regards to that day's trade sub currency pair, okay, Jin will actually enter the trade and post it in the traders LCMS Traders Club, okay, and I'm sure you all know how well that is going. Okay, he will also go through what could move prices, some possible trade ideas like I mentioned just now, and highlighting the potential targets and risks. Okay, as Jin enters the trade and he screenshots the trade, the risks, the targets are all available to be seen. Okay, however, okay, all this information are not intended to be trade recommendation, but solely his opinions and views. So even though you have the good stuff there, okay, remember to also add in your own analysis prior to entering the trade yourself. All right, let me just take a look. Okay, so yeah, many familiar names today. For those who are new, welcome. So a short introduction. Okay, the team here, there is Jean, of course, the speaker for today. Daniel in red, Kenneth in white, Chin Wei, unfortunately today he has an urgent appointment. He won't be here, but you will catch him if you log on every day. Okay, every day there's a chance to meet us. And finally, I'm Jonathan, and I've known Jean for about 4 years. Okay, starting off as a student, like many of you, and now coach, trader, and business partner. Jean has throughout the years helped me with gaining consistency in trading, okay, as well as giving me opportunities in other areas like business. So what does he do mainly? Okay, he runs LCMS Traders, where it is a trading academy, okay, where we teach students how to get started and even advanced levels in Forex trading, as well as Forex Briefcase, which is our managed account service, okay, where he trades on behalf of our clients. And total at the moment, we have AUM of 8 million USD. Okay, apart from that, he has also been invited to speak on many stages locally and globally. And I'm sure you have caught him at some of these events before, and you may even know him through these events. That's why you are here today. All right, so that's all I have. I'm just going to launch one last poll before we get started with today's pound analysis. Is how did you find yourself joining us today? So, yep, once we get this done, Jin will kick off today's analysis.
Right. So once we get it done, so everyone have to vote. There's got a couple more people who are not voting yet. Make sure you tell me where you're coming from. Most of you are Traders Club members, so that's awesome to see. Tonight we also have a Traders Club event, so make sure you join up. Make sure you join up. Make sure you attend. Make sure you join up with Traders Club and make sure you attend tonight's event as well. Just a handful more of you to let me know where you're coming from. Jason can't wait for it. You have to wait for it. It will happen. All right. So as I'm telling you about Traders Club, for the handful of you who are not already on, just let me jump to that quickly. Do a quick overview of Traders Club, and then we will get started. So Traders Club, look for us on Facebook, LCMS Traders Club, and then click join. It is $49 a month to join, or $199 a year. At $199 a year, it's less than $1 a day. Fantastic place to be in. It's a trading community where we share a lot of information. The thing we have tonight is the weekly coaching call. So every Wednesday night, we have a coaching call where Jonathan and Daniel will teach you different aspects of trading. We went through, let me just bring that up actually. We went through different indicators like the trend, support, resistance, Bollinger Bands, stochastics, MACD, PSAR, all the different indicators, aspects of trading, and how to use the news, how to look at different economic data, how to use MT4. It's all there. It's all recorded. Every Wednesday we have a coaching session. Tonight we'll be talking about the Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions. It's all going to be there about how to enter a trade and how to get out of a trade. So tonight at 8:30, we also send out signals. So a handful of you are coming from Telegram channel. We send out the signals there, but we send it out first in the Traders Club. So you will see the signals: buy New Zealand dollar at this price, stop loss, take profits level 1, 2, and 3. The difference of what we do in the Traders Club is we actually give you the strategy behind the signals. So when you follow a signal, sometimes you are not so sure whether why we're signaling that kind of news or that kind of trade. With the analysis behind it, you actually get more confident with the signal. And if you're more confident with the signal, you're more likely to hold on to it or to activate even the trade, right? So when you understand the analysis behind the signal, you get into that trade, and obviously you make money. We also tell you at take profits level 1, 2, or 3 to get out, not just to signal to you and tell you that's it. So you get a lot more guidance there, right? We have our daily analysis. Every day I do this video telling about one currency pair. In the analysis here, I go through every different currency pair, walking through all the pairs every day. So you get a lot more information in here as well. And also the weekly live calls. We had one on Monday. Every Monday night we do a weekly call talking about psychology, talking about capital, talking about how to trade, routines, all that kind of stuff. And also I also coach individuals during this session as well. So make sure you turn up for the Monday night calls. Sometimes we have invited speakers coming in to share more about wealth building and also wealth creation. All right, so LCMS Traders Club, that's short. If you want to know more about it, just click join, and then one of the guys will reach out to you and let you know more if you have any questions about the LCMS Traders Club. Today we had, we also tell you about news coming up. We just had at 10 a.m. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand with their interest rate decision and statement. I'll talk to you more about that coming up. Okay, so as I promised, there we go. New Zealand monetary policy. This was released at 10 a.m. this morning. They kept rates the same. They kept rates at 0.25%. But what you will see was that they agreed to continue the asset purchase program, okay, keeping rates low. So those are the main things. So they're going to continue. They're going to keep interest rates low for the foreseeable future. The main thing is that they were going to provide additional stimulus as necessary, okay, so to contain it for now, and also economic challenges remain. So you can see that economic challenges remain. They're going to provide more stimulus if necessary. They're going to keep rates lower for longer. They're going to use additional policy tools as needed. So is not super positive. They're still being a little bit cautious with their approach. They have tools ready. They will implement as required. So, with that mindset in overlying the whole thing, you don't expect the New Zealand dollar to climb too strongly. And with that, we actually saw what happened to the New Zealand dollar coming through. All right, so I'll show you the chart for that later. Talking about the news coming up today, today we had the New Zealand cash rate statement. Nothing much else for the rest of the day. A little bit of euro news, Swiss franc news coming through, pound bond auction today, and then a bit of that. So nothing too exciting in terms of economic news today. Later tomorrow, well, tomorrow, not later tomorrow, tomorrow, again, nothing too exciting. We have a bit of a GDP number coming from the US, and then also, some US numbers. So nothing super exciting coming in terms of news coming through. So you expect to see a little bit of a trending motion in the charts. I don't anticipate much spiking because there's no shocks coming through from the news to shock prices up or down, to spike prices up or down. So, anticipate that is more likely to be a trending scenario across the board. Follow the trend. Don't try to be too tempted to start shorting if you think that it's too high, or to start buying if you think it's too low. Okay, so that's one thing to really take note of. No surprise, no scheduled news for the next couple of days. Actually, quite interestingly, as I see the Samtrade banner over here, so we also work with Samtrade very closely. That's why it's quite caught my eye there. Deposit a minimum of 20 US and receive 20 US with a 20% credit bonus. That's quite interesting. If you are Traders Club members, make sure you click on the link, and then I'm pretty sure we'll put it up into the Traders Club, and then you can get that bonus as well. All right. So with that, no super news coming out. Let's look at the charts. All right, the charts here. Let me move this to the side. All right, the pound US dollar on a daily time frame. What it's been doing past couple of times I spoke about it. Said it was going to sit across and move up. It did that. Said it was going to go up, test that resistance of 1.2828. Did that and came down. So it's moving quite nicely to the brownish lines that I'm drawing. The most recent one I said was probably going to trend upwards. It didn't. It dropped because of the news that came through in the UK, where they actually look to expand their asset purchase program. With my anticipation, I actually anticipated for them to maybe reduce it. So they actually went against and went down. So that was a bit unfortunate there. However, at this point now, on the medium to longer term time frame, because we're looking at the daily charts, it looks like the pound US dollar, same point again, is probably going to trend upwards. It's been recovering for the past 2 days. It's probably going to trend upwards. I would anticipate that it will come quite close to retesting the 1.2828 level. Is at 1.25 level, so we could see quite a nice move upwards from this point, maybe a good 200 pips upwards move. If you're trading this, look at it on the H4 time frame. I think the H4 time frame gives us a bit more of a better view of what's likely to happen. So it probably will sit there a little bit. It probably could even come down a little bit. However, I might even say it probably will do something like that. All right. So why I move this brown line a little bit lower is because it probably will come down, test this level again. So this 1.2480 level, the last time it came down, it tested here, tried to bounce up, tested again, and bounce up quite nicely. So I anticipate that we could see that happening, come down to this level, test this level, and possibly bounce back up. If that happens, at this level, you could have a nice 50 pip stop loss, 50, 60 pip stop loss for possible 200 pip take profit, 180, 200 pip take profit. That's still a very good 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 risk reward ratio for that trade. So it's something to take note of. I don't think it's going to happen too quickly, especially with a bit of a retracement before that bounce off. Wait for that to happen, wait for that to drop down a little bit and possibly turn, then trade it back up. If it does drop and continue dropping, then I would probably stay away from the pound for the near term. Why I say that is because at this range here, if it continues dropping, the risk reward is not going to be fantastic. If it continues dropping and at this point you wanted to take even a 100 to 100, it's still positive, but it's not going to be fantastic. I'd rather wait for that to turn up or wait for it to drop all the way either to this next level or further to look for another trade, or wait for it to drop past this level of 1.2345. Let it break past that point and then possibly trade it lower, 50 pip stop to 180 pip take again. So in this range, if I can put in this blue area here, in this area, probably nothing much. It's probably going to, if it comes into this area, it's probably going to fluctuate a lot. Nothing much to do between 1.2465 to 1.2350. All right, so that will be the place where a lot of traders will be quite interested to jump into a trade, but that's where it will probably fluctuate a lot and catch you up. All right, so that's the pound US dollar. What I tend to do is when I look at the pound US dollar, reverse back into the euro pound, because we spoke about this yesterday as well. So the euro pound, let me just move this aside. All right, so the euro pound yesterday, I said that it was at this point, it possibly could go higher. It dropped because we saw the euro not really moving much, and then we saw the pound climbing up. That's why we saw the euro pound dropping. Okay, so we saw euro pound dropping. At this point now, it probably will sit across. Let me just move this line away. All right, so a quick update on euro pound is we'll probably see it sit across for a while, and if we do see the pound US dollar continue rising up, so it's retrace a little bit and continue rising up, we could see it sit across and then possibly drop downwards, because as the pound US dollar goes up, we're likely to see the euro pound drop. With that could also be quite a nice trade with a possible keeping it very tight 30-40 pip stop for a possible even 80 pip take. Okay, but it needs to break below the 0.90 level for it to have that possible 1 to 2 risk reward ratio there as well. Okay, so I've identified 2 trades which will require a little bit of waiting because it's not ready to jump into yet. It's something that you would sit there, let it move. As I was telling you about, no real trend happening, no real big news happening at the moment. So we'll see the trend possibly forming a little bit, or setups forming a little bit into the resuming into the trend, right? So have a little bit of patience, wait for that setup to happen before jumping into a trade. It's not often that we can jump into a trade straight away. That happened on Monday. So actually, Kenneth, if you can unmute yourself and tell us about the Aussie trade that you jumped into. Aussie trade was actually one of the trades I jumped into it as well, and I shared on the Traders Club. So Kenneth, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a very good call. So after you give the whole currency call, I went to analyze it, and even you post it in this LCMS Traders Club to give me more confidence down there. Then I just entered. I just go as it's planned. Then after I think went up about 63 pips, I closed it off and jumped into another trade, which is Euro. That is yesterday, which you talked about. And just now I look at the chart, I'm about 50 pips in the money right now. So about this week, I've made about 110 pips just from your analysis alone. So I feel that is quite great. And with the Traders Club help as well.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think Kenneth has been one of the guys who are most consistent with jumping into trades right after the currency call. Please do your own analysis as well, in addition to what I'm sharing with you on the currency call. Okay, so good stuff that you're making money and jumping into those trades. I see a question from Eddie here. Eddie's asking, what is the reason why US dollars strengthening suddenly, then come back to the normal level yesterday? We've seen that move in the US dollar. One is because of some bit of rumors slash news regarding the election, and also the possible second wave coming through in the US. So that's one of the reasons why we've seen the bit of volatility in the US dollar. However, anticipate that we can see, although US dollar might be a bit more volatile, a bit more stability into the other currency pairs. So as we see the stability into the other currency pairs, we see that US dollar starts, it looks like they're in relative terms weakening a little bit, or slash returning to the normal level. All right. So I hope I answered your question there, Eddie. For the next couple of days, maybe look into more trending situations, more trending trades. Alrighty, so no other questions. Oops, somebody just jumped in. So no other questions. Jonathan, you take it back.
Yeah, so thank you, Jin, for the detailed analysis for the pound today. Okay, like what Jin mentioned, I think today we do see some potential trade setups. Okay, as much as the previous trade calls has gone very well. Okay, the keyword today is wait. Okay, so don't just jump in right now or after this call. Do your analysis first. Okay, for members, you can also wait to see if Jin gives you some surprise goodies. If not, you know, you got the idea from today's session. Okay, this session is also recorded. If you find that you are not able to, you know, remember what Jin has mentioned, you can just play the recording at your own time. Okay, and I'm sure that since we are going to wait for the trade, you've got ample time to do so. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to post another last poll before we all take our leave. How do you find the session today? Okay, and in the meantime, for Traders Club members, remember tonight's session is at 8:30. Okay, we will be going through some Fibonacci content. How are we going to apply that? What is that and how to apply that? I believe you will find that very beneficial to you. If not, we will be here every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Okay, tomorrow, Thursday, we will be going through Japanese yen and gold. Okay, one of the big favorites. Okay, gold of many retail traders. All right, so yep, with no further ado, thank you for responding to the poll. I'll see you guys tonight.
See you all tonight. Trade safe, trade well. Actually, the funny thing was when you said yen was one of the favorite pairs, I actually see, based on the numbers that we're getting, pound looks to be a favorite pair from everyone. All right. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks, Robbie. Thanks, Amy. We'll catch you all tomorrow, well, tonight, and also tomorrow. Thanks, Jimmy. Catch you all. Bye.
Bye. Enjoy your day.